Mike, what day is it?
Game day!
One time for the city. My city.
Justice League.
Bitch up on the land till I die. Till I die. On the east side till I die. Till I die. Bubbing that bone thugs till I die.
Morning, everybody.
It's 6:30 in the morning right now.
We're here at college game day.
We're here at Columbus. Here's a shoe. My friend and I were in line for game day, and we got in the pit, but they took my sign. But they got it.
So yeah, they didn't really approve of that.
So when we got in, we couldn't see anything because everyone was holding the sign up, and so I was like, I don't think this is worth it because I really wanted my sign back because I spent money on it. That's the only thing that really got me mad. But yeah, we're here. I haven't slept since last night. By last night, I meant Thursday going into Friday. Haven't slept at all. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I got about 2 hours of sleep, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So I'm running with something in the tank.
Mike comes finds us and is out of breath from running from the towers to the stadium.
I mean, what do you get? How about we get a game day prediction going?
Game day prediction. Prediction for today is that the Buckeyes come out on top with a win. We'll come back to you later in the day and update you. It's gonna be a fun day.
Go Bucks!
Hello and welcome to Ohio's Praise, and as you can probably tell, we are no longer in Columbus.
We were unable to vlog throughout the rest of the day, due to the craziness after. But however, here are some more videos and pictures that we were able to get.
All right, Chris, what did you take away from that game?
That game was the most fun game I've ever witnessed. Definitely been a part of, but it added so much to this rivalry. I mean, it had everything in it. I mean, most of the time I was really mad, but there was happy times. And I mean, Jim Harbaugh has brought Michigan back to, 2 versus 3. It doesn't get much better than that. And these teams shined today, or Saturday. Mike, what did you think?
Oh man, that was about as stressed as I've ever been in my life. That was It was the first ever Michigan-Ohio State game for both of us. So I'm sure that added to the excitement. But
Yes.
the game definitely did not lack any, especially one where, as much fun as it is to watch teams score 45 points, I like games with some defense in them, and this one definitely had that.
This was the battle of the trenches by far.
Absolutely.
If you haven't noticed, my voice is a little different because of so much streaming and slight sickness. Yesterday I couldn't really talk at all, but I really wanted to get this video out as soon as possible because we were both excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, which is why we decided to make it a special episode.
Special edition.
One thing that I don't think too many people have mentioned, I did talk to you about it before,
Yeah.
was the punters. I thought they both deserved a lot of credit for this game because one, like I said, it was a game about defense, and the defense has played well, but field position turned out to be quite a key factor for both the offenses because as soon as overtime came and they both got to start the ball at the 20-yard line, 25-yard line, the Buckeyes scored twice as many touchdowns as they had the entire rest of the game on offense. Being held inside the 20, inside the 15 for most of the game, their offense, the Buckeyes' offense, and even Michigan's offense for the most part, would stutter just midway across the field because it was hard to get those long, prolonged drives together.
I mean, Michigan's punter punted 7 times, and we punted 6, and that's probably like a season high for both.
Oh, for sure. Cameron Johnson's not used to being out there more than once or twice.
Maybe Michigan in the Wisconsin game or the Iowa game, but I don't know. That was a lot more punting than us fans were used to seeing. I mean, let's face it, JT Barrett and the offense struggled a lot on Saturday, and
against a good defense.
I'm not putting down Michigan's defense whatsoever. They're the second best defense in the nation right now, right behind Alabama. Ohio State's offensive line is young. We only have 65 Elfline.
Pat Elfline.
Pat, that's his first name. And I mean, we've seen it time and time again the whole season that the offensive line has struggled. And Barrett was sacked 8 times that game. And championship teams do not get sacked 8 times. However, they do find ways to win, and that is exactly what happened on Saturday in Shoe.
Somehow, they did it, but it was definitely close.
Urban Meyer and the Buckeyes are resilient.
Yes. I think the Buckeyes came out looking like every team we thought they were, like all different types of teams. Like they were not one team on Saturday. They were a bad team. They were a good team. They were a frustrating team. They were an amazing team.
Yeah.
Like
any emotion that you could probably think of, we felt, and not only did we feel, but the stadium set a record of 110,045.
Yes.
I'm gonna say 2,000 of those were Michigan fans, so 108,000 of us all were feeling the same thing.
And on the off chance you missed the game, here's a recap.
First quarter, not very exciting. Battle in the trenches. Only exciting thing that happened was Tyler Durbin missing field goal.
Second quarter ends 10-7. Malik Hooker puts the Buckeyes up 7-3 midway through the second quarter before Michigan takes the lead again just before halftime by pounding the ball in and making the score 10-7.
Third quarter, Wolverines fumble at the 1-yard line. Ohio State recovers and then goes for it on 4th down, doesn't get it. Michigan scores very shortly after. And then Wilton Speight throws a pick to Jerome Baker, which eventually set up for Mike Weber touchdown.
Fourth quarter, JT with the 41-yard scamper to set up Tyler Durbin's second field goal attempt, which he again misses. But the defense holds strong, and Durbin gets a third chance, which he makes, ties the game 17-17 to take it to the first ever overtime in the history of this series.
First overtime, 2 rushes by Ohio State. First one to Curtis Samuel. Second one, JT Barrett gets it with a touchdown, and then Michigan responds with a Wilton Speight pass to Darboh.
In the second overtime, Michigan with the ball first is held to just a field goal by a stout Ohio State defense. The Buckeyes with their second attempt at scoring after a controversial 4th down call. Curtis Samuel rushes for the an 18-yard game-winning touchdown to seal the game 30-27 Buckeyes.
In case you missed the game, Michigan dominated the first 3 quarters on both sides of the ball. However, our defense is what truly won us the game. So without our defense getting those picks, who knows how we would have scored touchdowns and been in the game.
It's all about the turnover battle is something a lot of people talk about, especially in football. It's all about capitalizing on those turnovers. Like every turnover is not going to turn into a pick six or you're going to run it back for a touchdown. Sometimes it's all about like what the offense can do based off of the momentum that the defense has created with the turnovers.
Exactly.
And I don't think Michigan really capitalized. They had a couple turnovers on us, but they were just not able to capitalize quite the way we did with our
They had one.
Speaking of Jabril Peppers, the Buckeye defense did a wonderful job making him a non-factor on offense with
4 carries for 4 rushing yards, a punt return for 5 yards. However, he did have that one kickoff return for 44 yards, and that was a phenomenal return. I mean, he sliced up the kicking team's defense. I can't think of it called. But yeah, other than that, I mean, he had an interception, 7 tackles.
And it was an important part that he did make an impact on offense,
Exactly.
especially in a game where it came down to a couple points.
Yeah, I think Cameron Johnson did a good job on the punting. Seems that he punted 6 times, and he only got to 1 of them. So, to me, that's good on special teams.
Although Cameron Johnston did have a good day in terms of punting,
Yes.
the special teams overall, I'd say, struggled, and that would be putting it lightly, with going forward on 4th down and not making it, which, you take risks.
That was
like
a risky call.
And then Tyler Durbin missed two of his 3 field goals that day, which obviously would have been a huge deciding factor in a game that went to 2 overtimes. And now, not to take away from Durbin, I'm sure it was clearly just a bad day for him, because he'd only missed a field goal previously against Penn State, if I'm right.
The one that won them the game.
Well, yes.
So he doubled his missed field goals in that game from all season.
So it was special teams did, in fact, they did play a huge factor in that game, along with a couple of close calls.
I hate to play the what if game. Like, what if Durbin hits those 2 field goals? We don't go to overtime, and then we don't end up with this controversial 4th down. Now, if you haven't seen it, we'll play it for you right now.
All the misery head to head.
Both the backs, Samuel and Weber, both in the backfield.
Keeper. Hit! Right at the marker. The spot will decide it. Delano Hill got there. It looks like it's a 1st down. It is. Ohio State stays alive.
He looks like he's a half a yard short. If you go by where the forward progress is while he's in the air, I think he's right at the mark. What do you think, Dave?
Let's bring in Dave Kataya.
You're absolutely right, Kirk. It's where the fullity stands, but they've got to get a really, really good look at it.
Here's the call.
After review, the play stands as called on the field.
Which I agree with.
Very, very difficult to overturn.
This 4th and less than a yard, JT Barrett keeper, will be the most controversial call between the rivalry of all time. I will be lying on my deathbed, and people will still be arguing whether he got the 1st down or not. As you saw, it was as close as it could be going either way. I mean, from the naked eye, you probably couldn't see it. You slow it down, it's still hard to tell where the ball is, where the line is. And the worst part about all of it was that there wasn't a good camera angle. I mean, there wasn't that perfect sideline view of where the ball ended up. Mike, how'd you feel?
One thing I've always been told about sports in general is you can't leave the game in the hands of the referee, and that's what plenty of Ohio State fans had to tell themselves when they watched a very evident pass interference no call when we played Penn State.
Some young chaps might have mentioned that.
I think you're referring to us. Was that us?
That was the way I winked.
Okay, good.
Yes.
But so, which is why you think that someone like a coach, perhaps, of a college football team would realize that is how that's how the game works. You can't leave it in the hands of the referee, because more often than not, you'll find yourself on the losing end of it.
Now, I'm sure the majority of you who watched this, the majority of the 20 of you, watched the game. However, you might not have seen his post-game interview where he bashed Big Ten refs. We'll also play that for you right now.
The officiating, I'm bitterly disappointed with the officiating today. That spot, The graphic display is the interference penalties. The one not called on us, on Grant Perry, clearly was being hooked before the ball got there. And the previous penalty they called on Delano Hill, the ball is uncatchable and by the receiver. See, I'm bitterly disappointed in the officiating. Can't make that any more clear. It was not. My view of the first down was it was that short.
Bitterly disappointed in the refs. You're gonna throw this wonderful game that both fans got to witness and both teams got to be a part of. I mean, the Cavaliers were there and they had a game the next day. That's how big the game was, and you're gonna blame it on the officiating that lost you the game. That's not how a good coach should act. I mean, I know I'm not the most intelligent person about football, but I do know a little bit something about sports. And the officiating didn't lose him the game. Michigan had plenty of times to capitalize, but it was such a good game that it just went back and forth. But you're going to complain about the refs when after your quarterback, who arguably should have or should have not played, throws a throws a pick, and then in the red zone, next play, your defensive lineman gets called for offsides, and then you throw a temper tantrum on the sideline by whiffing your play cards and your headset, and you're going to complain about the officiating when your behavior is far more out of line than what that call turned out to be. And it was so close that it goes either way. And like they said, there was not enough evidence to overturn the call. I mean, the refs made it. They made the call on the field, first down, and I don't care who you are, there definitely is not enough evidence. I mean, you zoom in and you get little pixels. So I don't know how you see it, but that's my opinion. That was my rant for the day on Jim Harbaugh.
All right. I'm sure most of you remember that earlier in that very same game, a similar situation was called, where the Buckeyes were very close to a fourth down, and it was called on the field as being short. And then when they reviewed the call, they found the evidence to be inconclusive, the same way that this evidence was also inconclusive. So by rule, when the evidence is inconclusive, it has to go with what the original call was made.
Another thing that Jim Harbaugh said in his post-game interview was that from his point of view, he said he missed it by this much. JT Barrett missed the fourth down or the first down marker by this much. Now, we're going to show you a picture right now, but Jim Harbaugh is standing on the 25-yard line. And if you look, there's probably a close to 250 to 300-pound lineman probably blocking his view. Now, I wasn't there at his point of view, but that's what it looks like to me. The officials are strategically placed so that they have the best opportunity to make the best call possible, even though they have replay. We want to thank you for watching this special edition for the Ohio State-Michigan game. In short, yesterday the Browns lost to the Giants, and the Cavaliers beat the 76ers. 0-12 and 10-2, I think.
Yeah, they're very good. Browns are very not.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens this weekend.
It's going to be quite the weekend.
And we will get back to you after the official rankings come out.
He's Chris.
He's Mike. See you next week.